talk about self-medicating. If we're being honest with ourselves, aren't the majority of us self-medicating in some way, shape, or form every day? Netflix, ice cream, Amazon, or fill in the personal blank. But when it comes to mental health and substance misuse, self-medicating takes on a whole new level of risk. Let's talk about substance misuse first. From personal experience, my drug of choice is alcohol. It doesn't matter what somebody's drug of choice is. From my experience and my observations of my fellows with other drugs of choice, it all ends the same, and it really also all starts the same, and that is if we're a true addict, alcoholic, same thing to me. Once we start, we can't stop unless we're stopped. If you're not at that point yet, the disease does progress, and eventually that's where it gets. Many of us fool ourselves into thinking that, well, if I'm doing something other than my drug of choice, so in my case, let's take, for example, eating gummies or smoking a joint, drinking kava, it keeps the beast awake, is how I put it in simple terms. Ultimately, because that physiology is disturbed still, if you will, or awake, if you will, I ultimately end up wanting my preferred drug of choice, what works with my chemistry, my personality, and again, in my case, that's alcohol. And I have fellows who will say the same thing if opiates are their drug of choice, and they try whippets or kratom, etc. And in fact, if you have a chance, there's a great post that I reposted from an esteemed colleague of mine, John Pulls, who talks about clients that he's treated who have substituted kratom for their opioid drug of choice and eventually end up back using their opioid drug of choice. And when it comes to mental health, same. Thankfully, fortunately, there are an array of medications that do oftentimes take some trial and error to find out what works again with a person's individual physiology, can treat disorders such as bipolar, schizophrenia, fill in the blank. All too often, I'll see people with manic depressive disorder, bipolar, taking matters into their own hands and self-medicating with weed, wine, benzos. Again, it just never ends well. The moral to all of my stories is that my greatest wish for everybody is to seek professional help, be that a psychiatrist, a therapist, a case manager, a coach, a recovery group, just a starting point to get the support that you need versus taking matters into your own hands. And again, this always takes a level of humility. God bless y'all. Love y'all.